Charlie. Roll Tide, roll, say it loud. We don't give a piss about nothing but the tide. Bama blood in his veins, got that crimson pride. F them trees, yeah, we said it out loud. And I love honeybees, now play it proud. We talking football, basketball, big time recruits. If they ballin' in the South, we lacing up the truth. Hood piano man plays better than three-stroke Charlie. Tougher than nails, smooth, not sorry. Roll Tide, roll, it's in the soul. From Tuscaloosa to the Super Bowl. Wood piano man plays better than three-stroke Charlie.
Hey, what's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? What's up? Good to see you. Good to see you. Well, it's me, it's P. It's Mr. P. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. I am here live and in living color. That's me. Welcome to the long run, the evening edition. Would have been here this morning. Got a lot going on, but thank y'all for understanding. But I'm here now, trying to make it happen, everybody. Trying to make it happen and everything. But I hope everyone is having a great day today. Man, listen, there's so much going on in the world of college sports, and we're just glad to be here. So much going on in our world. We are just glad to be here. For those of you that don't know, we had bad weather here and stuff with a little damage and everything, but we just got, we just trying to keep things moving and keep things upbeat. And so, but everything is going to be all right. The good Lord willing, everything is going to be fine. But y'all know how I do it. Y'all know how I do it. Before I go any further, I got to go over here to this beautiful chat, to this rainbow of people, to this myriad of people. Now let me see. Here she go, y'all. Here she go. I just got to bring her up, and I'm gonna give her this one right here. Oh my God! What's up, Bless 50? What's up with you? Grace and Mercy. What's up with you? Good to see you. Good to see you. And Roll Tide to you, Ja'Cory Williams, the newlywed. What's up with you? Good to see you. Ken, the Bama fan. What up, bro? Roll Tide to you. I got to do this. Y'all already know what's about to happen. Y'all should know. Y'all should know. Here we go. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, my God. Y'all know who it is. Bishop is not here right now, but it's Lady Latoya. What the business is, Lady Latoya? Oh, quit playing, girl, and act like you know. Wait a minute. Wait just a second. It's my dog. It's my dog. He's here. My dog is here. Yep. And yeah, buddy, it's none other than Stephen Hicks and the voices of No Mercy. What's up with you, player? Roll Tide, Roll Tide. On behalf of Stephen Hicks, OG Gill, and the voices of No Mercy and the No Mercy crew, with the exception of the Alabama Crimson Tide, we wish you nothing but the absolute worst. That's right. What's up, Stephen Hicks? Good to see you, my friend. Roll Tide. Well, one more person is here. Lord, everybody's here today. My goodness gracious. Okay, here we go. You know who this is.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
You know who it is. It's none other than Double A. What's up, Double A? You got it. What the business is, Double A. Hey, quit playing, girl, and act like you know. Don't have me come over there. Too late in the day for all that there. What the business is. Roll Tide to you, Double A. Bino. My GM is here. That's right. That's right. My GM Bino is here. What the business is, player? DSGB, my brother out of Georgia, representing them dogs. What's up, Sick'em? My brother. Double L is here. What's up? What's up, Double L? Roll Tide to you, my brother. Roll Tide to you. Roll Tide to you. Uh-oh, wait a minute. I'm going to give this one to this one right here. I'm going to give this one to her. I'm going to, I'm going to give this to her right here.
If you're some man, what the rock?
Oh my God.
Y'all know who that is? That's a new one. That's going for none other than Anitra. What's up, Anitra? What the business is, Anitra? Girl, don't you start playing now. You better act like you know, put a smile on your face and act like you know what the business is. And if you don't know what the business is, pretend like you know what the business is. Roll Tide, Anitra. What's up, Goof? Roll Tide to you. One more person. Let me see. I'm gonna make this one up. I'm kind of making this up as I go. But here we go.
Tide.
Yeah, that's nobody done other than Truthful Jones. What's up, Truthful Jones? What the business is, Truthful? You better act like you know what the business is, Truthful. What up with your Roll Tide to you and your family? Let's see. Got to get on up here. Here we go. Got to get this one. Boy, I'm getting them all in today. Cause just in case. Wait just a second. Wait a minute. I had it right here. Oh yeah, here we go.
Oh my God.
Yeah, buddy. What's up, Gwen Quince? What the business is, Gwen? Quit playing and act like you know. Roll Tide to you, Gwen. Jeff Stapleton, Roll Tide, my brother. How are you, man? Good to see you. Tony Canada, my brother out of Tennessee, representing them Volunteers. What's up, Tony? Good to see you, my man. Good to see you, Jeff, again. Good to see you, Tony. All right, let's go back down to the bottom of the hill. Let's see who's here. I see J. Cole, Roll Tide to you. I see Icebox, Roll Tide to you. Anitra, you a bitch, yeah. Y'all, my sister just walked in the room. She's saying, what's up? My sister said, Roll Tide to everybody. Yeah, buddy. Kendrick Flood, what up, Kendrick? Roll Tide to you. Good to see you. Icebox, good to see you, my man. Dr. Crystal, good to see you as well. What's up, Jones? What up with you? Yeah. Roll Tide to you. Man, it's been a minute since I've done that like that. Just stopping and giving everybody their props. And I'm gonna soon, ladies, I'm gonna soon have all of y'all up the speed that and everything. Cause I love my ladies. Now, guys, y'all all right, but I love my ladies because the ladies be knowing what they be talking about a whole lot of the time. And so we're trying to make some, she just walked out. I shall be sure to tell her, double A. I will be sure to tell her. Steven, you seen Bigfoot? I seen plenty of people with big feet around him. Anyway, but it's good. Y'all, I'm kind of on the bad side here, but it's something. Okay, Dr. Crystal, you know what? I'm gonna do that. Yes, I will. And oh boy. But Dr. Crystal, you want to start something? I'm gonna be like Michael Jackson. You want to be starting something? You got to be starting something. Yeah, you trying to start something, but I'm gonna do that because it's you, coach. I'm gonna do that because you asked me to. I'm gonna do that now. Yes, I am. I'm gonna do that. Y'all, I'm trying to find something here because I want to address a little something. I want to address a little something. All right. I want to address because there's so much Icebox that is going on in the world of college sports. Now, I want to say congratulations to all the Bama brothers who went in the draft, whether it was the first round or the last round, or whether you went by your free agency or undrafted and everything, you're still in the league, my brother. And I'm glad that went down for you. What up, all dog? Okay, I'm gonna put that up there. How will Parker B and Justin Jefferson do his pros? My pro team drafted them. I take it. Let me see. Parker Perez for Cleveland Browns. Cleveland Browns, right? Alabama dog. It's the Cleveland Browns, right? I think that's where I believe I heard Parker Brailsford went. I kind of got lost in translate. Gotcha. You know what? And we just kind of taking the time out today to talk about some of everything. It's gonna be a make sense Monday, but it's gonna almost be almost like a free for all and everything, because it's a lot of stuff we're gonna try to get covered and everything. But to answer your question, Al Dog, it's going to depend on them. It's going to depend on them. Jefferson, I believe, is going to be a welcome addition. As long as he gets in there, he does his thing. If he catches on to the schemes and this, that, and the third, I believe from a defensive standpoint, he's going to be okay. Not sure if he's going to be a Myles Garrett type guy. Not, he has the potential to be, but a lot of it's going to depend on him and how he actually does things and how he actually exerts himself, applies himself. That's the better word for it. How he applies himself. But I think he would do well. Parker Brailsford, on the other hand, I'm going to say this. Going to depend on the blocking scheme, but I'm also going to tell you this. For Cleveland, it's also going to depend on who the quarterback's going to be. Y'all have some quarterback issues. I'm not going to speak on who because Cleveland's not my team. Pittsburgh's my team. But I'm just going to say that both players are in a position where they can absolutely grow. They can grow. They can grow into it and become legends, but they got to put their all into it. Now, one thing about it, Al Dog, I'm going to say something else, and I've been saying this for the last couple of days, and I'm going to put this out there. I said a few days ago, I smell some trades coming. I really do. Not saying that Parker Brailsford and Justin Jefferson are going to get traded. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that specifically. But what I am saying is that I think there are some trades coming within that whole landscape of NFL. I'm just being honest with you. Just being honest. Congratulations to Ty Simpson. Man, and listen, y'all. Boy, I wish Bishop was here. Bishop, Governor, LaToya, one of y'all. LaToya, I wish you could come on in, but I realize you're still at work, sis. So don't jeopardize that. We'll be here for as long as it takes. But I haven't seen so much rhetoric about Ty and that pick. About Ty and that pick. Me personally, this is me personally. The Rams had something up their sleeve besides their arm. They had something something else up their sleeve. Me personally, I believe that the Ty Simpson pick was intentional. I believe it was intentional. Oh, you're welcome, my dog. Happy wife broke husband. Hey, guys, Bob. I'm just saying. I believe that his drafting there, his being selected there, it was intentional, because by all other accounts, I'm saying this with my whole chest, as they say, I believe that the Pittsburgh Steelers were going to get him. I believe that with all my heart, that Pittsburgh was going to get Ty Simpson. I believe that. And I believe that the Rams knew that Pittsburgh was coming. The Rams knew that they were interested, that the Steelers were interested in Ty Simpson. I believe that with all my heart, that it was a case of strategy, and they wanted Ty. because here's what people are not saying, quieted it is kept, ladies and gentlemen. But Stetson Bennett, that's a message. I believe that too, that there's a lot of that. I think that there's some unnecessary drama concerning Ty. I believe it's all unnecessary. Saying it was a wasteful draft with a wasteful pick, I don't think that it was. If a person wants somebody, it's just like in anything. People want what they want. People want who they want. And you can't stop that. And if they wanted Ty, they went after him. They pursued him for whatever the reason. Now you're seeing all this stuff about McVay's pissed. He's this, he's that, and the third. At the end of the day, if the ownership, hear me now, if the ownership says this is who we want, this is who we get, and they got it. Right, wrong, or indifferent. If that's who they wanted, that's who they got. Now, you hearing about it, and I told y'all, Piano Man is a little bit different. I'm not going to sit here and tell y'all what was said and this and that and the third, because I wasn't in the meeting room and I was not a fly on the wall. So I don't know what was said. All I know is that the LA Rams picked up Ty Simpson. The Miami Dolphins picked up Caden Proctor, 12 and 13 in the first round. Don't get any better than that except for 1 and 2 or 3, 4, or however you want, but they were first round draft picks. Who else who else I'm excited for personally? Jerm Bernard, going to my Steelers. Going to my Steelers. I like that. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're right, Double A. I'm going to put that on the big screen. And you can't pay attention to those people. They just talking. They running their mouths. And the thing I'm not going to do is push back. Let them have their opinion. Let them have it. So congratulations to all of our guys. I'm going to pull that up in just a second here. Here we go. I want to what's going on here? Oh, okay, hold up. That's what's happening. Okay. I'm trying to get something going here. Oh, that's what's wow. All this newfangled stuff I got going. There we go. Here we go. And here we go. Right here. Uh-huh. Let's get it. A total of 10 Alabama Crimson Tide players were selected in the NFL draft, extending the school's record-setting first-round pick streak to 18 consecutive years. Headlining the draft class were first-round picks Caden Proctor, Miami Dolphins at 12, Ty Simpson, Los Angeles Rams at 13. And here we go. And we're going to put this up. Here we go. It's still, there we go. Ah, God, here's what I was wanting, Reg here. All right. I want to say congratulations, Caden Proctor to the Miami Dolphins, Ty Simpson to the LA Rams, Jerm Bernard to the Pittsburgh Steelers, LT Overton to the Dallas Cowboys. Oh, that makes me sick to say that right there and everything. That makes me sick on the stomach to say that right there. But here we go. Parker Brailsford to the Cleveland Browns, Justin Jefferson to the Cleveland Browns, Josh Quavers to the Baltimore Ravens. Great pick. Great fit for a great guy. He fits right there. Damani Jackson to the Green Bay Packers. I think he fits there too. Tim Keenan III, Los Angeles Rams. I think that's a good fit. Jam Miller to the New England Patriots. You got it, okay? And so I think those are great fits. And let me see. Let me go on down. You just talk about those are just the ones that were drafted right there. I want to get to, but before I do that, I got to bring somebody to the stage, y'all. I got to bring somebody to the stage. I got to bring my brother. I got to bring none other than the man himself. And here we go. This is the man with all of the vibes, y'all. Here we go.
Hey, I hear my theme music.
It's the birthday boy, y'all. It's the
Yeah,
Bishop.
the birthday boy is returned, you know.
Yeah, man. What's up, Bishop? The
What's
man
going on, everybody?
only.
How we living in Alabama? You know.
You know. Yeah, man. You know what? Wait a minute. Stephen Hicks said that's his jam. Okay, Stephen, since you put it out there like that, one more time. Only on the long run. I'm going to tell you that you get your groove on like that. Bishop, that's the jam, that man. That's the jam. That put everybody in the mood for something good. Ain't that right, Bishop?
You know it.
You got it, man.
That's when, the buck. Hey.
Uh-huh.
I got to say.
Yeah, man. That's the dude
much
there.
love to you. Hey, everybody. It's good to be seen and be seen as is.
Hey, be seen and not viewed, because there is a vast difference. There is a vast difference. I'm telling you, Bishop, what's been going on, man?
Something about me makes me feel better.
Here we go. Now, Bishop, we got a problem. I'm glad that you're here, because we got a problem on the horizon. Well, no, it's not necessarily on the horizon. Really, it's not. It's not. It's not on the horizon at all. It's not. It ain't on the horizon. Something has happened. I'm just saying, Bishop. Now, with all this stuff that's going on in our world today, here we go. I think I want to get there we go. Yeah, Bishop, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. You are a great mind in this thing. And you can tell us how do you think from your professional standpoint, taking out the culture standpoint of it, but from your professional standpoint, from your work of him, from your but how you're employed now, just thinking from the standpoint of your present employer. If you're not familiar with the guy by the name of Brendan Sorsby, you need to keep that name, ladies and gents, in your under your hat, for if you will, because it dropped today, Bishop. Y'all know how Piano Man is when things like this drop, because I done told you all, this summer is going to be a long summer, and there's only so much that you can talk about with Alabama football or anybody else's football if you really want to know the truth. But we got a long way to go. So by it being April the 27th, oh, and by the way, Bishop, my fishing license is due this evening. So I gotta get my fishing license. So when I get off this line, I got to go and get my fishing license renewed, because a man can't live without his fishing license alone. You can't just have a driver's license. You got to have a fishing and hunting license in your pocket, So I got to go. I can't stay here too long. I got to go get my hunting license renewed. Yes, sir. There's going to be time to do this doggone thing in a minute. But Bishop, Texas Tech transfer quarterback, and I'm going to read this to you, sir. Okay. Texas Tech transfer quarterback Brendan Sorsby, one of college football's top returning players, is checking into a residential treatment program for, give me a drum roll, Bishop. Bing! Gambling addiction. The school announced Monday, today, Thorsby's decision to seek treatment, according to sources, came in the wake of the discovery of Thorsby, listen, Bishop, listen, chat, making thousands of online bets on a variety of sports via a gambling app, which jeopardizes his eligibility with Texas. Well, I want you to take all of this in, Bishop. Here we go, because we're going to talk about this for just a second. The NCAA is investigating Thorsby's gambling, according to sources, as the organization forbids athletes from betting on both college and pro sports. Texas Tech said in a statement that the university is committed to supporting Brendan through his recovery process and to ensure his long-term health and well-being. According to sources, watch this, Bishop. Watch this, chat. Let me clear my throat. According to sources, Thorsby bet on Indiana football while redshirting for the Hoosiers as a true freshman in 2022, a season in which he played in a single game as a reserve. The bets in 2022, according to sources, were on Indiana to win, and none came in a game in which Thorsby appeared. Thorsby's gambling has not drawn the attention of law enforcement, according to sources, nor has he been linked to anyone attempting to influence the outcome of a game. Thorsby's gambling, sources said, was a flurry of small bets over a period of time. There's no timetable for Thorsby's treatment, as sources say that his situation is being treated as a mental health matter and that Thorsby will be afforded all the time he needs. His decision as a high-profile college athlete to enter a facility to treat his gambling addiction while enrolled is unprecedented. And also, it's a fairly long story, Bishop, and tell you what I'll do right quick.
Well, first and foremost, man, bro, that's not good. That's not good at all. Because you're talking about, first and foremost, he needs to take care of the addiction itself. But secondly, he has to account for, man, especially if he played in a game, if he even remotely betting on that game, he's put them in dire straits. So as a professional, though, it's just not a good look for any universities that was connected to him.
Mm-mm.
Because how did it go this long before it's detected? You're telling me nobody knew?
Somebody knew something. Somebody knew something.
Second thing, chat, where did he get the money? I'll wait.
Let me see something, Bishop. Hold up for a minute. Hold up. Let me see something. Now, mind you, here's what the crazy part is, Bishop. He just transferred to Texas Tech.
Right.
So that's not who's in question.
No, Indiana, right?
Indiana is what's in question. Now, Thorsby, we love Brendan and support his decision to seek professional help. Well, let's back up.
So, Pete, did they say anything that he was on scholarship? Was he in scholarship at Indiana?
From what I understand, I think he was. I'm not sure,
okay.
And they did not say that. But what the focal point is, Bishop, right now, as of 4:33 today, is I think it's a. Let me see if they put that up in here. He has an NIL agreement with Texas Tech.
Mm, that's it. Yeah. Well, that's definitely in jeopardy. Um, say no more is this. Like I said, once you have opened up the doors to that, as is, when freshmen come in the door, that's one of the main topics that's discussed as they get their NIL package in most universities. Not saying it is, but understanding in no way should you be partaking in that. And if you're connected to the university, it's man, that's a no go.
And watch this. And watch
That's a
this.
breach of, yeah. I agree with Ken, the Bama fan. That's a
It's a
breach of
breach of
contract. Yep.
And this is what and I'm reading this information off of ESPN, but
Yeah.
there was another one I was trying to find and it won't come up because it breaks some things down. But here's something that ESPN is saying.
Right.
The guidelines. Okay, well, let's back up. In any NCAA gambling case would be investigated by NCAA enforcement and then handled by the organization's Division I Committee on Infractions. Betting on Indiana football while on the roster looms as a significant obstacle for Sorsby to return, according to the NCAA's punishment structure. According to the amended NCAA guidelines that came out in 2023, student athletes who wager on their own games or on other sports at their own schools face permanent loss of collegiate eligibility in all sports.
Then it's in black and white. You can't fight that. That's just, he knows the end result once he gets out of the treatment. But I don't see how they can stand. I guess to make sure he gets the treatment, and then afterward they do have to terminate their agreement because it otherwise they're setting precedent for a lawsuit bigger than what they want the university would even want to be a part of.
Now and now watch this. I'm just kind of pulling some.
I know you. I know.
But watch this. Now, mind you, he transferred. He left Indiana and transferred to Cincinnati. All right.
Okay.
So for last year, he threw for 27 touchdowns and 5 interceptions last year as a redshirt junior at Cincinnati. He also rushed for 9 touchdowns. See, Texas Tech knew what they were getting in him. Mm-hmm. This is the reason why in your way too early polls, this is why Texas Tech was still ranked up there. Right. They picked up this big time quarterback, just like LSU did with Sam Levitt. They see any teams that picks up a top-notch quarterback like that, they gonna automatically, some of them, not all of them, they're gonna automatically get shot up there, and they expect the best out of them. So I forgot where Texas Tech was ranked in the way too early, but this is why Texas Tech went after him. And so to keep going, Bishop, his transfer from Cincinnati has been controversial. Now watch this. Ken, the Bama fan, said, watch this. It was Cincinnati. His transfer from Cincinnati has been controversial, as the school sued him for $1 million for breach of contract in late February after he left for Texas Tech. Cincinnati did it. Yeah, being sued by Cincinnati, exactly. Now, Ken, the Bama fan, let me ask you a question. And Bishop, I'm asking you this. Now, this just came off the top of my head. Do you think Indiana follows suit?
Oh, man. They got to, bro.
Ken,
in order to protect their brand. In order to protect their brand. They got to.
Yeah.
Unless they're going to try to play a scapegoat that they weren't aware, but they know they were aware because they already knew that the breach of contract was already in play.
And so the article goes on to say, Bishop and Ken, and to the chat, Sotheby's attorneys filed a motion later, which was today, to dismiss Cincinnati's lawsuit, claiming that the $1 million penalty for leaving is unlawful under Ohio law.
Well, I'll say this. He put a lot in jeopardy with the current situation, but also the schools need to start making sure they have their actual trails of what all transpired, so that they are aware what all is involved, because they could also get intertwined in that, because they're going to start researching and start going into facts and different things to see how much did you know when you brought them on board.
And that's a good one. How much okay, here it is, April of said year. Bishop, Ken, don't y'all think, chat, don't you think Texas Tech knew? Or is it just now coming out? Or is it just now coming out? And now you're putting it out in April, and then here he is, having to go, announcing he's going to rehab for gambling addiction. Do you think Texas Tech knew this was coming down the pipe somewhere? Or is it just now reaching their doorstep?
I don't want to speculate, but where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah,
that's much I will say.
And the thing about it is that, which leads me to, there's a lot of questions. I'm like my son Jonathan. I have questions.
See.
Because it leads to a myriad, Bishop, of a lot of different things.
Absolutely.
It really does. Now, I know a lot of us don't want to talk about this, but let me tell you something. It's more common than you think. It's going on in college sports, like right now, and it's worse in basketball.
What I think, what has happened with him, with this case coming about, is now going to bring everything to the forefront, to where university is going to have to absolutely have some guide rails and bylaws set. So if something should happen like this, these kids know ahead of time, hey, that's a breach of contract. You're on scholarship. You represent us. And so that is not feasible for you to be able to do. Not only that, being a part of the university, and you're betting on the institution that we represent.
Now, Bishop, John, it makes no sense. Why would he risk gambling? He was already getting paid NIL money. Could have invested it instead. And watch this, and watch this, Jones, watch this, Bishop. Chat, listen to this. You remember I told you his deal with Texas Tech was a handsome deal, right?
Right.
According to this right here, as of April of this year, Texas Tech quarterback Brandon Sorsby signed an NIL deal valued at roughly $5 to $6 million in just 2026.
So let me ask the chat something. Okay, knowing that 5 to 6, but see, here's the thing: is this, of course, this happened. He already had the addiction when he came, but addiction is just that, something to where uh, it's like you're fiending. Like he couldn't help but bet, and it's almost like once you win something, then all of a sudden you got that taste. So
Mm.
yes, he could have, but if he's going to betting gambler anonymous to where needs to go to get rectified, he could not stop it because he knew that he already had passed the point of no return, and yet he kept doing it. It's not just a once off; he kept doing it. So that's more than just, hey, I did this one, oopsies. This is no, I got a full blown addiction, and I can't stop. You know, if you don't act, I'm gonna keep doing it, type deal.
Uh-huh. And I'm gonna tell you what, 5 to 6 mil for 2026. He go to, and this is some of his detail. This is some of his deal details, Bishop. Sotheby's agreement at Texas Tech. This is coming from an overview. At Texas Tech was slated to pay him over $4 million, with total valuation reports reaching nearly $6 million, according to sources. You got the gambling thing, and so Sotheby's currently overshadowed. The deal is currently overshadowed by Sotheby's taking a leave of absence to seek treatment for gambling addiction and facing a $1 million lawsuit from the University of Cincinnati for breaking their previous agreement.
But here's my next question. Okay, even if the Texas Tech didn't know about it, it was a known addiction, and now that they're aware of it, you're telling me he's still able to play in this next season without any reprimand?
And Bishop, I was as I was coming in, I was listening to a particular podcast, and this one guy said he truly believes that on day one, his belief is Brendan Sorsby will be under center when Texas Tech takes the field. He believes it. He believes it.
What? Okay. Help me to understand. This is where I'm almost leaning that way. For them to pay 5 to 6 million, you don't think they vetted to see if anything could pop up to derail it or anything to this nature?
Well, see, the way that I see it, Bishop, and this is why I asked you to expound on it from a business standpoint. This is why I asked you to expound on it, because I don't know. All I know is that bruh man got $6 million at stake.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I'm asking a question so we all can derive at the same time together. Is you're telling me a university that you got to do your due diligence, you got to hold on, you got to do your background check. You didn't know? And that's the standard. Anybody, they got to do background check to get them to transfer in. They got to clear, because there's still an NCAA clearinghouse. There's still certain guidelines that they need to clear in order to transfer. So I'm not saying I don't know the full particulars, but for them to be okay to go through with the offer and the NIL deal, it's almost like they saw where they could possibly help this young man win it and keep moving forward. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense because knowing that you got to get them cleared through the clearinghouse, and if they didn't know at that time, it'd be very odd to fly blindly, knowing that you got to vet your players as they come in to make sure there's nothing that can upset or breach their contract or their scholarship. Keep saying contract, but their scholarship.
Yeah, and you know what? But Bishop,
Mm-hmm.
isn't a scholarship a form of a contract?
It is. It is.
It
And that's
is.
why I'm using it. I'm using it. How would I put it? It is a contract. Um, this is why I'm using actual terms that they use there. Is when I say vetted, that means they do they make sure there's nothing that's going to pop up that goes against the laws of the United States. Okay. Last I checked, is betting on that list?
You're not supposed to bet.
Oh, there you go.
Not supposed to bet.
So if you're not supposed to bet, and it behooves me when I'm trying to get at chat. It behooves me that nobody really knew until now.
I'm just saying, man. And I'm with Diane now, because now, Bishop, and now let's talk football.
Go ahead.
Because I'm with now we let's step away from the legals and let's take it to the football field. Now, from what I'm understanding, he bet on now watch this. The games that he bet on, he wasn't playing in. Now, that's how I took it. That's how I perceived it, because that's what was said, that he never bet on games that he played in. He bet on games that he was not actually participating in.
Hold on. Okay, P. Then let me ask a question. When they say no betting, do they mean no betting as long as it's not my team, or does it mean no betting?
It's supposed to be no betting. Thou shalt not bet.
So this is, and see, because understand, he has came out and asked for help, that he has a gambling problem.
Okay.
His omission has now put every decision and every university that's connected to him in jeopardy, because there is a clearinghouse still for the NCAA, and in order to clear, you have to agree to said rules, i.e., no betting.
No betting. You're not supposed to bet.
So there's no other way to spin it. You breached the contract, null and void. Not only that, you could have put the school in a systematic bind where they're going to have to explain if how you were at that said university, you were betting on other games, and they can't rule out, well, you say that you didn't bet on your team, but who's to say you weren't, because you had an addiction?
Ooh.
Okay, wait a minute. If you ever played or got in the game, you now have caused them to now, the NCAA and the said governing body, to dig deeper to see if you ever touched the field while under this addiction, that's in jeopardy. So it's, understand, betting, no betting means no betting. So what this has caused is now the NCAA is going to have to tighten up the reins. And I'm telling you now, it shouldn't have been an issue. They should have already helped the young man if they knew. Wink, wink. So if that's the case, so a lot of times these players are able to slip through the system in some type of way because certain entities um, help in the matter. But seems like this one, uh, I I I actually salute the kid because he's the one that brought it up. Hey, I have a gambling addiction.
And you know what? Now I got the highlight.
Yeah.
And thank you, Diane, for asking this question. Because, ladies and gentlemen, whether we want to talk about and discuss this or not, it affects, listen, everything that happens in another college or with another player, it affects everybody. Stephen Hicks just put one rotten apple ruins the whole barrel, and it does. This not only affects just football, it affects universities and anything that's
Fact.
sports related.
Correct.
Anything. Because here's the question. Thank you, Diane, for asking this. And I want Bishop to discuss it. Because like I said, let's take the legalities out and let's take it to the football field, because this happens to be a football player, or the basketball court, or anything. How can you trust that he's not throwing a game? Because here's the catch on it. According to the reports, Bishop, his betting was okay. Now, y'all, what I'm about to say, I don't want anybody to think that I am siding with Sorsby on anything. I'm not. All I'm doing is repeating what was said. Okay. Now, they're trying to make it out to be that this was a minute incident, Bishop, because betting, like, I forgot how they put it. It was like, it made it sound like that it's a minor infraction. But but now, Bishop, you're putting yourself into rehab for gambling. Rehab, Bishop, rehab. Don't that make it serious?
And see, that's where here's the key thing right now on the docket. We got there are professionals betting on games, and it's in the courts. So you think the NCAA, now that he's admitted this, and they're about to vet the whole NCAA, and they're gonna try to come up with some re-strengthen what they already have set for, but have stricter guidelines that has certain people that know how to vet this stuff out, to where if anybody even comes close to doing it, shoot, sanctions gonna come. But once again, we're talking about a age-old thing of gambling that people know that it goes on, but in certain instances, they turned a blind eye. So and I'm not saying I'm not putting this out for anybody that's involved right now, but understand it puts the thought process of wanting to open up Pandora's box and see, wait a minute. So you had an addiction. So you're trying to tell me you weren't itchy enough to bet on said game that you were connected to,
And
and you got an addiction.
and so I'm going back to what Diane said. How can you trust him that, okay, he wasn't betting on games according to what was said now. He was not betting on games that he was a part of. But I'm going back to Diane's question. In light of all of this, Bishop, how can you trust a person? How?
You
How?
Can we be honest? Look, it's time to spit some gumbo fire. The bottom line is, if it's an addiction, would you lie in order to keep from it coming out that you doing it?
Well, holy point right there. Let's address what my producer said, did he come out and admit it, or did the school tell him to say that to lessen the blow?
Ooh-wee. So wait a minute. Hold up. Okay, hold up, Dwight. Thank you. That's a good softball pitch.
But but Bishop, may I ask another question
Go
along
ahead.
with that? Okay. Did he go? Oh, I want to come out to the point to where Dwight says, or did the school tell him? I want to know which school. Was it Texas Tech? Was it Cincinnati? Or was it Indiana? Who told him to say it? Was it a family member? Was it an attorney? Who told him to say it? Because here's my other, because like I said, I'm like my son Jonathan now. I have questions. You've gone on all this long, and here it is, April 27 of said year, and this is just now coming out. I haven't heard it. And I try to be on top of the news everywhere. So who kept it the secret, Bishop? Who? Okay, now all of a sudden they want to get him for $1 million. You know, Ken the Bama fan, like what you wrote, the $1 million breach of contract. Who's really upset? Who, in the words of Matlock, who fired the shot? I'm like governor now. Who pulled the trigger? Inquiring minds want to know. Oh, well, wait a minute. Wait a minute, Bishop. Bishop, get that next pot of Zataran, get that next pot of gumbo, or get that next pot of water ready, because here's the quote of the day. Diane, I'm going to give it to you so far. And there you have it, folks. And there you have it, folks. This is where we're coming to, folks. This is where we're coming to. Is this what? Okay, Bishop,
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
What would you do if you had an NIL of roughly anywhere between 4, 5, and 6 mil? Would you gamble it like this? What in the work? Wait a minute. I got to do this. Governor, I know you're working, but in honor of you, sir. In honor of you, sir. Here we go. Wait a minute. How can I do this? In honor of you.
Just do it.
Here we go.
That is P.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I told you, the more, once the subject comes to the forefront, it causes individuals that are connected to have to dig. And the more you dig, the more it's going to lead to, okay, how much of the universities knew it? And knew that, okay, well, he was betting on other teams and whatever. Okay, well, he probably told, no, ask yourself, as much as they are in these young gentlemen's in their lives, you're telling me they know nothing about it at all?
What's up, Gabe? Texas Tech calls, they got the most to lose, 5 million. You got that right. And I would want to, and Bishop, you know what? This is a good time to talk about this, because, you know, we've got a problem. We know we're talking about NIL. Everybody wants to blame NIL for this. I don't blame NIL for this. I blame a man's choice. He made a choice. NIL didn't do that to him. He did that to him. First of all, You hadn't even made it to Texas Tech. And now you come here under all this foolishness. I'm going to say this to you, ladies and gentlemen. You better be sure. And I'm going to tell you, there's a passage of scripture. You be sure your sins will find you out. Because I'm going to tell you what, if you don't handle it on the front end, it's going to catch you on the back. Your past has a way of catching up with you. Some folks call it karma. I call it reaping what you sown. That's what I call it. I call it reaping what you've sown.
And not only that, he, once again, these scholarships are not free 99.
They're not. They cost you something. And here you are. And Bishop, and I don't, and bro, man, I don't mean no disrespect, but you're gonna put your family in jeopardy. You're putting your family in jeopardy because these players do help their families.
Yeah.
Yes, they do. They help them.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do.
Yes, they do. They help their families. And Lord knows, and Bishop, I'm saying this from the top of the heart, and it has nothing to do with just total economic background. They're going to help their families. Right, wrong, or indifferent. They're going to help their families. And you to put $6 million on the line, and you hadn't even played a down yet for Texas Tech. And now you've had to go and put yourself in rehab. I'm not saying this from a scorning position because, Bishop, I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect either. There are some things in my past I wish that you could skip it in the book. But you got that's called accountability. Now, if he's facing up to it, that's all fine and dandy. But why? There are some things. Why do it if the rule says don't gamble? Why are you taking a chance? And you see, I told y'all, the late, great Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, don't be guilty of breaking the 11th commandment. What's the 11th commandment, Dr. King? Thou shalt not get caught. And you got caught.
Not only this, I hope the kids gets the help he needs. But once again, it's an addiction. And so if it's an addiction, you're telling me as they got numerous bets. So none of that has come to the forefront to where these universities didn't have a clue. See, if you just, what I'm trying to say is if you just really logically think it out, there's no way these universities, all good. Okay, I'm gonna give you said 6.25 million. You don't think I'm gonna do my due diligence before I put that into said hand, that I'm gonna make sure your background and everything is checked out? Come on, man. That's why I say this is just open up Pandora's box. And I believe there's a lot more entities that are connected than that. It's going to all be exposed now.
Now, Bishop, I'm glad we're spending time talking about this because you know what? This gonna make. I'm gonna tell you something. Now, let's keep it on the football field. This gonna make some players and Double A and I had a discussion about this. This gonna make it better. It better make some players realize that if you guilty of throwing games, you better think before you act. Because you will be caught. You're gonna be caught. I'm pretty sure you're betting on games and how innocent it may look. You broke a rule. The rules were broken. They said, don't do it. And you did it. But keeping it on the football field, I'm almost willing to guarantee you. And Double A, I'm with you, girl, on this. When she says Susan is way more to this story, and I'm in total agreement.
That's
because
that.
I'm also with Diane when she said, when Mr. Tyrone says you bet to have my money, things change. And I'm all because it's too much. It's too much. There's too much darkness in this. There's too much unknown in this. Something's not being told, Bishop. Something is not being said. And I'm wondering what you said earlier. So, Bishop, you may well come on and turn it on up. I'll say it for you. Who else is involved?
Yep.
Who else is involved?
Who else is in the pot of greens? Because this show ain't by itself.
This ain't by itself. You're not gonna tell me that this dude was just in it by himself.
Hey, that's all right. Like I said, once it came to this forefront, and I'm glad the young man is getting the help because it is addiction. Because if he could have stopped, he would have already stopped before he went through all 3 universities. So that, I get what people are saying, but if it is the addiction, then hey, then get the help. But in the meantime, in the tween time, Lucy, you got some explaining to do.
Yeah. Let me see what Truthful. Let me see when Truthful said. It's too easy to start gambling with all these online and that's where Truthful. That's where this started from. From what I'm understanding, it was an online gaming site an online gambling site. Commercials on television and all these social media platforms, FanDuel, Bet Online. And if you have a crypto account, that's how a lot of it gets started. You go through it with crypto.
Let's say this. Let's forget about if it's sword speed. If it was any other any player, sad player, and they got caught or they came out, what would you think the university or the NCAA would do? It's not rocket science. No betting of any sorts. Because why? You are, according to the bylaws, you are a collegiate athlete. But once again, what this is going to happen now, I'm letting y'all know, this is going to stir up to like, okay, well, they getting this NIL. Why can't they bet with their own money? Forget that he bet, in college football, but they have this money. Now what it's going to do is like, okay, is the governing bodies ready to put a embargo or something to where they no longer are student athletes and now they employees? Then you're not responsible. But as long as they're a student classified as a student athlete, he broke the rule. And how many more are breaking a rule that just haven't been found out?
Now I just pulled up something, Bishop,
Mm-hmm.
and I pulled up something. Because I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna say something else about something
You got
else.
the floor. Good.
It's as a redshirt freshman at Indiana in 2022,
Yeah.
Sorsby placed wagers on Indiana football game. So this stems back to something 4 years ago. 4 years ago. Nature of the bet. Sources told ESPN that he only bet on Indiana to win and not to lose.
Was he a part of that university?
Yeah. Say that again, Bishop.
I said, and there it is.
Yeah. I'm going on down the list. No personal game. He did not bet on specific game in which he played during the 2022 season, according to USA Today Sports. Now watch this, Bishop. Thousands of bets. The wagers were placed over a period of time on a variety of sports via gambling apps. And there you have it, Diane. There you have it, Truthful Jones. That's what y'all were saying. It's the what they're open to, what's being made available to them. Look what's being made available to them, Bishop. FanDuel, ESPN, Bet Online, God knows what else. Via a gambling app. Underage betting. Watch this. Sorsby, who did not turn 21 until January of 2025, was underage when betting in Indiana and Ohio per ESPN. Underage. Oh, we getting down with the nitty gritty now, Bishop. On 3 reported. I'm not like, hey, look at him. I am not an insider. So, On 3 reported that Sorsby attended Cincinnati Reds games on multiple occasions and placed live wagers on balls and strikes with bets ranging from $2.50 to less than $1 per pitch.
How many pitches? In sad games, the pitchers couldn't pitch to like 140 in some sad games. I'm sorry. No. In fact, check this out, P. Lucy, you got some explaining to do. Now, universities, you said you had no idea this was going on.
We as grown-ups, we can do this. We as grown-ups, we can do this. We can make wagers. If that's your thing, you can make them as a grown-up. There's no law that says that you cannot. But when you are underage, plus you are an NC. No. Let me put this the way that Bishop would put it or Governor would put it. See, y'all done rubbed off on me. And you are an employee of the NCAA. And the rule says no gambling. In the words of my late great mentor, the late Fred G. Sanford, when he was away, he told Grady to tell Esther no orgies and no Bible meetings. The NCAA has said no gambling of any sort. So the question is, Did he impersonate somebody else? How did all of this come about? See, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, see, I'll find me a topic and and you know what? I'm not milking this for what it is, but I'm telling you, this type of stuff right here is going to change the complexion, Bishop, on how the game is played.
Yep.
I guarantee you. It's like what I read where something that Double A said, is more to this story. Jeff Stapleton says these kids got more money than sense. You got that right.
Here's the thing about it, though, and then I want us to really understand these players. They deserve their money. Now, in this case, I don't know. Man, boy, these universities, if they are in on this, we got a bigger problem than you think of just the player. And is this not a good look? Because once again, once Pandora's box is open, they got to follow all leads. And sometimes leads follow into the NCAA.
Uh-huh.
And if it falls into NCAA, every university is connected to the NCAA. So they're going to have to follow every lead. And if they knew anything about it and did nothing about it, and now the kid himself brought it up, they are subjugated according to the law, because now they knew said problem and did not do anything about it. They can try to deny that they knew, but understand, I explained to you, I implore you, once you are a part of the NCAA, there is a vetting process and a background check in order to pass. Therefore, this is why this is highly important in this day and age, because now that one thing that everybody knows that goes on, but they're just hoping that it's not for said of these student athletes, but we're going to wink and say, no, none of them do it.
Bishop, I'm with Susan. All I know is that if it were Bama, people in China and Africa and the rest of the world would know about it. Oh boy, this would be breaking news.
See, you could throw Oklahoma too. If it was Ohio State, come on, you guys. This is where everybody wants to act like, yeah, they know betting goes on, and there's a lot of entities that are connected to said betting places and are sponsored by it. So once again, it's gonna challenge the foundation of what the NCAA have set forth, and are they ready to have a collective bargaining agreement with said student athlete, to where they no longer are athletes and now become employees? Or if they stay with the current status, this here is a breach of contract, and you are subject to the reprimands of said contract that you set from the foundation.
And Stephen, you know what? And I'm with you, Stephen. See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. And all of a sudden, everybody turning a blind eye. All of a sudden, everybody got a deaf ear. And all of a sudden, some folks can't talk no more. They got, in the words of my late daddy, now you got the hush mouth. And Bishop, speaking of hush mouth, who else was on the take not to break the story? You know somebody was on. Come on now. This got too much. See, I'm making this where my criminal justice stuff comes out in me. There's too much going on right here. Are they afraid of something, Bishop? I'm just asking a question. What else? What? Okay, Bishop, just from now, from your professional capacity, Bishop, what else you think being hid here? just in your best guesstimation, because all of a sudden, here we are at the end of spring drills, and this comes up from something that happened 4 years ago.
CP, can we just be honest? Once you're addicted, you don't just stop being addicted. No matter how they want to spin it. Once he admits that he's an addict, he's always been an addict. So if he's always been an addict, you can't tell me he stopped all of a sudden.
Well,
Or he did well, he told the line, if you got an addiction, that means you can't you're fiending to bet. That means you have passed where you know it's wrong or right, but you can't help. It's like you, in order to breathe, he has to bet. If that's the case, and you betting on pitches, come on, you guys. This goes deeper and wider, and then it's saying, all that are involved, how much did you know? And you're telling me none of this ever came to the surface until now.
Nothing. You mean nothing? Okay, and I'll put this in the chat. I wonder if he was betting back in high school. Since we want to talk about addictions. See, addictions don't, like what you said, addictions don't just come up. This is something that's been going on. This something been happening.
Yeah.
I'm wondering what his parents are saying right about now. Just saying.
All I would say to everybody, you better sweep around your back door. And any universities out there that in the earshot of my voice, it's time to get things in order. Make sure if anything like this happens, it's better for you to call it out than it to be called out the way this is.
Watch Indiana. Here we go. Dr. Crystal, also known as, I'm going to finish Doc, Coach. Dr. Crystal says, watch Indiana turn around and self-impose because you know they're going to be investigated.
Come on.
You know they're going to be investigated.
Somebody finally thinking like me. Come on.
You know they're coming, Coach. You know they're coming. You know they're coming. I was waiting on Ken the Bama fan. I was waiting on Ken the Bama fan to say something so I wouldn't have to say it. But anyway, what I'm saying, but they wanted to keep from the NCAA from dropping the hammer on them. But something else somebody said. Yeah. Hold up. Let me see something right here. According to them, bets over 800 student athletes subject to 30% loss of eligibility. If the bets were made on their own games, it's subject to a permanent loss of eligibility. That's true. They said, and they were saying that today too, because that's what's on the table right about now. This part that Jones is saying, that's what's on the table right now. That part, that whole chat right there is on the table right now because he's standing in the he has the potential of losing everything. everything. But it was something else. Bishop Double A
Stephen
said,
Hicks, you right. You don't stop. Addiction is not something you just stop one day. It's like it's a chemical imbalance in the brain to where you can't afford not to place a bet when when you call it an addiction. So no, you don't just arbitrarily stop. That's why I say, Lucy, you got some explaining to do. And believe me, it behooves me to know that none of these universities were ever aware of this.
Double A getting out on you there, Bishop. Nah, Bishop. Bama on a different level when it comes to potential scandals. I think so too, Bishop. I don't think you can put Ohio State, Oklahoma, Notre Dame, or any of the rest of them when it comes down to scandals. How long? Wait, and I can prove it. How long they've been saying Alabama been paying players? That's what we talking about. They've been saying.
Ooh. Now hold on. Now, I didn't say. I said all these universities. I now if it was one of our okay. How about this? If it was John Mateer, oh, you think they gon' this wouldn't be front page news?
Not
Or
really.
Ty Simpson or anybody from our universities, they would blow this out of the water.
But I don't think that if it came down to scandal of John Mateer, since you and Ty's no longer with us, but
Right.
I'll just say John Mateer versus Keelan Russell.
Right.
Simply because it's Alabama,
Mm-hmm.
Keelan's gonna get the most publicity in it, as opposed to John Mateer being at Oklahoma.
Wow. Then we got a bigger problem than we thought.
Simply because it's Bama. Because Bama has been up there and people have said Bama has cheated. And you know what? And when people say, and it's a known fact that Bama has been paying players long before the NIL was doing what they're doing now. Bama's been doing it. And the way I have a rebuttal with that, I say, can you provide documentation that your claim is true? If you can provide printed documentation with that's been notarized by whomever, then we'll take your accusation under consideration. Until then, all you have is an accusation.
Now, hold up now. Okay, now y'all, I use those IE universities. Somebody trying to say I said thing. I never said that these universities. I'm just saying if said university players, they would be front page news. And you know it and I know it. But hey, I get what y'all trying to say. What I'm saying is if and when anything has happened in the past, when it came to said university, I'm going to just use Oklahoma. We have been put on Front Street by the NCAA. That is been documented. We have been sanctioned and is go far back as you can see. Yes, you got SMU as well. The key is in this day and time period, there has been a switch to where some gambling has been allowed outside of NCAA. And so what I'm definitely getting at is that now is at our doorstep. Now, all of a sudden, this is going to open up Pandora's box. And if anybody else is involved or said players are doing it, it's going to come to the forefront because it's not just going to be for those said universities. It's going to be for NCAA, SEC, Big Ten, Big 12. All once this comes to the forefront, the government's going to get involved. It will be vetted. The NCAA is going to vet every university to include Oklahoma and the whole Ohio State.
Wow. I'm trying to wait a minute. But I'm gonna be honest. If it was like she said, SMU got that, they got that penalty on them. We already know they got unalive there for a minute, and you know, the Pony Express got shut down, you know, back in the Gap. But but it's crazy, man. It's crazy. And that's where we are now. But my prayers, I'm praying, you know, and as a believer, you know, I'm praying for him, but I'm just saying that you can't make me believe in this instant that nobody knew, nobody said anything. You took him anyway because you knew. I mean, somewhere along the line, for Cincinnati to say he breached the contract, yeah, you knew, and you took him anyway.
Yeah.
You took him anyway. Now,
this is crazy. I'm tell you what. In this day and age, she has a validity in what she's saying. The key is not just going to be said universities that's going to be included. It's going to be including the entire NCAA, and every university is going to have to account for it and have some type of rules and regulation. And it's just going to, like I said, it's going to, if anybody's been doing it, hey, it will be found out because now they got a set case that's on the docket. They got another string to pull. And like they didn't already have other strings to pull, but that's where we're at in this day and age. And no, we know we couldn't turn a blind eye because it's there in our face. There's certain content creators that are supported by it. And you don't think that the young man don't see where, man, it won't hurt me if I place one little bet. Hey,
they don't get caught, Bishop. That's the part I got to throw in there. They think that this stuff doesn't filter out somewhere, and
I agree.
It ends up coming back to haunt you. But in the beginning of it, they think it's so innocent, and ain't nobody gonna know, and ain't nobody got to know. And then that's when.
But now he had to say he has an addiction, though, which tells me he got into some serious funds that he was. His betting didn't just. It's not like $2, $3. If he's going on each pitch, it's a possibility of 500 to $1,000 or even more. You just don't know. And then there's so many NFL football game, not NFL, NCAA football games. How many did he bet on? There's 132 in Division I.
See, he was doing this on pros though. Well, and college too.
And college too.
And college too.
Now you know good and well. We're not talking like 2 or 3. He was probably, he was doing the most. He's doing the most because he said he has an addiction. So he think he's going to come up. Just keeping it real. I know it's a sad situation at this current time, but if it's the truth, then we got to deal with it.
Well, Bishop, you see my question in the chat? I put it in there.
Yeah. Yep.
If it's per pitch, did he have to put in another bet if there was a change of pitcher? That's how deep this goes.
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah, I
know
know.
for a fact that if that's how you're going and everything, and it starts out with one pitcher, if that pitcher is relieved of their duties and everything, and you still trying to make good on a bet because you
Yeah.
hadn't come up to where you needed to be, and they bought in a relief, that's another bet.
Mm.
Depending on the nature of the
Hey,
bet.
I will say this. Where we're in right now is that everything that can be shaken will be shaken. And hey, I appreciate, hey, this is great gumbo because we already know that there's betting going on. That there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And addiction, I want the young man to know, hey, get the help you needed. But once again, it goes back to how much of this was kept on the wraps, if any, and how much did the university know, if any.
My question I put in the chat: when did it become an addiction?
Mm.
At what point was it an addiction? At what point did it become an addiction versus a thrill seeking?
Only the said people involved knows.
Only he knows. So now he's saying, I'm gonna check into a rehab, but I have to go back to something that Dwight, the producer, said, and that's this here. Did you come out on your own and do this, or is the school doing it, telling you to do it so somebody have a little leniency on you? And then number two, Dwight went on to say, are you playing the role of the victim? But it's something else that Dwight said. Oh, wow. What did he say? You're playing the role of the victim. It was something else Dwight said, and I was intending to, I should have started.
Yeah, it should have started.
Let me see, did I start it? Let me see something here.
And how we got this chance? Hey, yeah, make sure y'all run the likes up. This is the best gumbo. The chat, I appreciate y'all. This is
y'all
what is
coming with it today.
to have a dialogue. This is what we need.
Starts off, you got that right, coach. Starts off as having fun, thrill seeking. Then they hit it big, and there it go.
There it go. There it is.
Or coach, Dr. Crystal, or you were this close to hitting it big. You were this close to hitting it big. And you keep saying to yourself, this one, this got to be it. This got to be it. Yeah, you're right. It starts off like that, but now it whets your appetite. It whets them taste buds a little different. I got to have it. What was that? Latoya said. Lady Latoya said it became an addiction when it became public. Whoa, my God!
Good God!
When it became public, because okay, see, anything other than that, you just go on with the flow. Latoya, because basically what you're saying right there, it didn't become an addiction until it became public. So, when you ask them how you doing, oh man, whichever way the wind blow, it's all right with me, because that's how you took it. That's how they were taking it.
Oh,
Just saying. Addictions will, you people keep hollering addictions. Let's look at, I wish that I was counseling him or whatever. I would say, let's go back to when this first started, not the addiction. What made you get off into betting in the first place? How did betting get started with you? Were you just a casual bettor? What else were you betting on? Were you betting on girls? That she would go out with you? What else were you betting on? Because let me tell you something, Bishop. You know what? because I'll go on and admit, I was betting on games as early as 14 years old. Okay. And it all started with me and a guy from church. And, I'm a big Pittsburgh fan. And he was saying, and it all started over a Pittsburgh Steelers game. And I said to him, he said, we always talked about football, whatever. He was an older gentleman. He said, I bet you a cold drink Pittsburgh don't win today. Now, that's back in the day, Bishop. That's back in the day when Coke was 25 cents a bottle. So if a quarter, come on now.
Tell. We ain't judging you, family.
Let's bet a cold drink. All right. Okay. So Pittsburgh, let's just say, for instance, Pittsburgh will lose. I see him back at church the next day. I say, here's your quarter, dog, and everything. I lost this time. And he'll say, well, what you got for today? The next Sunday, I said, Pittsburgh win. Now they're going to lose again. Boom, I got it. He said, here's your quarter. Go get your Sprite. He knew I loved Sprites back in the day. And man, my parents never knew that I was betting on games. My parents never knew that I was betting on games like that, okay? But you're just betting like straight up. You're just betting straight up, cold drink. The first time I saw how casino betting really goes, I just said, I didn't want no parts of that, Bishop. I didn't want no parts of it when I saw how that really goes and how you put that. I didn't want no parts of it until one day, one of my buddies talked me into it. And I got, and I fooled around and what doctors, and wait a minute, and something Dr. Crystal said. It starts off as a fun and as a thrill seeking, and you fool around and you hit big. And she is exactly right. You hit big, and when you hit big, that hit big feeling hits different. That feeling hit different. There's a difference in winning and hitting big. Bishop, that hit big hit different than just winning alone. I fooled around and hit big one time, and that's all it took. Until one day, I'm finna lie, there's an old adage we used to say on the street: tell the truth and shame the devil. So I'm getting ready to shame the devil. Tell the truth. One day, I did a parlay. And Bishop, I did what I called a West Coast parlay. I had it going. And I had a 10-teamer, I think, and I put like $10 on it, on this particular parlay.
Mm-hmm.
And my winning was supposed to come to $900 in this particular parlay because, Bishop, I got them all right. But guess who let me down? You care to guess?
Who?
Trooper Jones, you're going to like this.
Well, do tell.
Oregon.
Oh.
Guess who beat them that night? Stanford.
Wow.
Stanford beat Oregon that night. Cost me $900. And I've gone on about my business. I did this at a casino. So I'm not going to sit here and act like that I don't know what Sorsby is facing, because I understand it, but I don't understand. But I've never gotten to the point of like what he did. Mine was more like casual, this, that, and the third. But I will say this in light of something that Dr. Crystal said, that when it starts off as this thrill seeking, and when you got some buddies in it, they make that stuff sound so good, and this and that and the third. And trust me now, Bishop, them cats be winning too. You hear me? They be winning some stuff. They be winning. But it's like, when it come down to me, I can never hit it like the way they be hitting it. I don't even try. But this addiction stuff, but that's different from from where I'm sitting than from what Sorsby's got going. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We've got to the way I see it. Like Latoya said, it became an addiction when it became public. Because if he hadn't got caught, then I'm going back to something that Double A said way back up in the chat. And Diane, who's to say? Now you got 5-6 million on the line. Who's to say that your addiction wouldn't go to the next level? We don't know. So it's best that he's seeking help. So let's get to the crux of this, Bishop, before we get off of here. So, Bishop,
what's up?
When it comes down to all of this, what's the big lesson to learn? What can we say, Bishop, from your standpoint? What's the lesson here? What's the lesson? Go ahead, Bishop.
The lesson is, if possible, don't start. But if you start, don't get caught. And now that you got, once again, in all likelihood, once it becomes an addiction, you're telling us that you're out of control. It's like if you don't have someone intervene, you cannot stop. Which said, if said would not have come out right now, he would still be betting. So with that said, is this that hey, first get the help you need. Because there's been, just trust me, I have many encounters where people have bet their mortgage, their rent, their furniture. They have done some outlandish things. The bottom line is, once the hook is in you, then at that set point, you're on for a ride. And you said, oh, I can stop it at any time. But ask yourself, especially if you hit, let's say, for instance, you hit a parlay for 25 grand. That one fix, you're going to be chasing for the rest of the time. And yet you're going to try to tell yourself, oh, no, I can stop at any time. No, you can't. No, you can't. Because the whole thing is you're chasing after that sense of being a winner. And once you hit for, i.e. a parlay for 25 grand, now you're hooked. That's the hook. Because you're going to be forever trying to run after that same thrill. But in order to do it, you have to lay down the bets. And that's when you know it's an addiction, that you can't help but lay down the bets because you're feeling like you're going to get this next one. Is going to be the one, that parlay that hit for 50 grand. And there's some parlays out there that these people are doing those type of bets. Mm-hmm. Believe me, that it goes on. Here's the thing about it, is that this young man is connected to our universities. I said universities. Yeah. Not ours particularly, but to a said university of the NCAA. Yeah. Yeah. And we're not gonna act like we just found out. Oh, how dare him? No, it's been going on. And we're not gonna act like we're brand new. We know it's been going on. It's that's the first time that it's been acknowledged. And now that it's been acknowledged, it will be dealt with.
Hope so. I'm gonna get ready to end in just a second here, but
Go
I'm gonna
ahead.
put it to you this way. Jeff brings up an interesting point because that's why I said, now let's bring it to the football field. Bringing in a 16 team playoff, they're pushing it hard. That will change the betting pool.
Yeah.
And this is
Yeah.
why I'm still of the persuasion that I'm going back to something that Diane asked earlier. And thank you, Diane, and Truthful
Thank you
Jones
guys. Yeah.
and the other ones for saying this. Now, who else? Because this, I mean, anybody, this can happen to anybody. But who else is doing this and it has not come out yet? I'm gonna ask another question. Bishop, and this is just a hypothetical. I wonder, and y'all, this is just me thinking now. I'm not saying anybody's doing it. I'm just a question. I wonder if some of these players have their family members betting for them.
Ooh. Ooh.
So they won't get caught.
Hey, Junebug. Hey, run this one for me. I want to parlay on the 8th and the 9th.
Mm-hmm. I'm just asking. I'm not accusing anybody of anything.
No.
Just asking a question. Because
all I got to say is, yeah, like I said, once the Pandora's box has been open, and I agree with you guys in the chat, it's gone. Betting has gone mainstream, and a lot of people are okay with it. Once again, the bylaws of the NCAA said you cannot bet while being a student athlete.
Or Bishop.
Go ahead.
Do they have another student who's not involved in sports? Do they have that? Just asking. See, this thing, and it goes back to like what good to see you, my GM Beano's here. He said it's hit mainstream news, and it's going to continue to hit mainstream news. And my fear is that this is bigger than what it is. It's deeper than what it is, and it's much more sinister. I'm not playing conspiracy theory, but listen what Dr. Crystal's saying. Anytime large amounts of money are involved, you can plan on corruption being in play, and that's the truth. Bishop, this is why I can say, sir, it tears me inside to see the game I love has come to this. The game I love.
Yeah.
Bishop, I've loved football. I live and breathe football. After preaching and teaching and things like that, football and my music, football is my love. It's my love. And Bishop, to see that this has come to what it is, and I just think back just a few short years ago when I saw something, and it was even involving Alabama. I had to question, was something wrong? Was something going on in the back that we didn't know about? I'm not going to bring up, but most of you know exactly what I'm referring to. Was it the game I love, Bishop?
Yeah.
It brings me to tears because see, back when we were coming along, we knew gambling was going on, but we didn't do it.
All I know is that hey, it's here now. It's in the mainstream, and we knew somewhere somehow it was going to come to fruition. It's just now it's coming, and once you pull on one thread, a whole bunch of other things pops up. So what sad thing is big salute to you guys getting Elijah
Yeah,
as
man.
getting
But you know what?
Elijah.
But Bishop, can I tell you something?
Go ahead.
I'm not gonna shout hallelujah until Elijah sign on the dotted line. I don't get hung up on commitments. I don't.
I hear you.
I'm sorry, I don't. He did it. I mean, cool, fine, dandy. But until Elijah Haven signs his name on the dotted line, then until then, I'm just gonna reserve my right to celebrate. I'm glad that he committed, but I've seen plenty of them commit and then decommit. So
and this last little tidbit, let Bishop tell you the truth. These kids, they can commit, but understand until they P is right, until they actually sign, you're gonna have to keep recruiting them. Because now that he has agreed to Obama, don't think they're not gonna stop back channeling. And yes,
exactly.
and that's a sad thing of back channeling is a real deal.
I'm with you, Diane. Diane been look here. Diane been zatteraning it all day since she been up in here. When they sign and show up, I will get excited. And Diane, I'm gonna stand right there with you and get excited right along with you on signing day. Until then, I don't give a hoot about a commitment. I've seen plenty of them commit. And like I said, they decommit. Yeah. Yeah, and you know what? And Ken the Bama fan, you is right. You don't see a lot of flip-flop. You don't see a lot of flipping these days because of the agreements made. Yeah, you don't. But I'm just that about that commitment stuff. And I've seen too many of them flip. I've seen too many of them flip. I'm being cautious. I'm being cautious. Now, reverse flea flicker. I'm gonna put this up here cautiously. But yeah, you read between the lines. Still wonder if Seth McLaughlin threw that. Well, every little step. You own it, Ken the Bama fan. Okay, Ken, you never thought about that. You own something.
Hey,
Agreements
I
made.
love this chat because look, I love how y'all stay on top of a topic. You pay attention to the details. And that's what our family's about. We're about the truth.
So,
and once the truth is set, it'll set you free.
I'm gonna tell y'all this, and I'm gonna address this in 10 seconds. I don't give a hoot what's happening with Mike Vrabel up there at the Patriots. I want Kalen DeBoer to stick with his wife. Don't be holding hands with nobody else. Hold hands with your wife. That's all I got to say about that. I think we're on to something big. I think we're on to something good, Bishop. I think Alabama, and I'm going to say it again, Alabama is going to be surprisingly good. And I'm just going to say this. I'm going to put something in the chat right here, and I'm going to put it in all caps.
How he doing that? Run up the like button for me. You can't say this was some good gumbo. I know y'all are full today.
I appreciate everybody on, and we're going to continue to grow. But I wanted to talk, you know what, Bishop? And I had no intention of spending all this time on this, But let me tell you something. This is a growing problem. This is a growing problem. And I'm just with Double A and with Diane and with Jeff and all the rest. I think is more to this story, Bishop, than meets the eye.
Hey,
Bishop, parting words.
I got
Go
a
ahead.
moment.
You got to say parting words.
Yeah, parting words. You guys, it's so refreshing to be able to conversate on said things and be able to have your opinion and be able to voice it and yet be able to have a good old bowl of gumbo at the end of it with some Johnny cakes. But hey, don't forget, there's a Discord, you guys. And the Discord is where the family truly connects. And I'm telling you now, you think this is it. It ain't got nothing on the Discord. And when I say there are gems and diamonds that are dropped and rubies, I'm saying it's diamonds and rubies forever that's dropped in there. So, hey, without a doubt, come and join the family. I know Dwight is going to put the link again on how to get into the Discord. When I'm explaining to you guys what we can say out here, we put framework on it to meet the algorithm and make sure we stay within accordance. But in the Discord, that is your guys' Discord, and you don't have to wait for us. If you got something to say, you jump in there, and we all see that you jumped in there, and we'll go in there. But I guarantee you, it's a smorgasbord.
Yeah, we'll probably be in there late on. We'll probably be in there late on tonight. But some Bishop is not saying, but I'll go ahead and say it. It's the Long Run Discord. That's where you want to go.
Yes.
That's where you want to go. You go to Discord, look up the Long Run Discord, and then come into a place called the 50-yard line. Then we go to the locker room. Let's talk. It is there. We can just have a verbal conversation. We also have another place where you can just chat it out if you want to, and just text messaging. But in the verbal conversation, your voice is heard, your opinion is heard, this, that, and the third. We just have a good time. But the Long Run Discord, that's where we'll be. You do not have to wait on us to access the Long Run Discord. If you want to come in, you want to just blow some steam or talk about a recipe, anything, just come on. Somebody's going to come in there and you stay in there as long as you like.
And I'll say this little tidbit. Lady LaToya was dropping straight jewels today. I wish y'all were there. And then Governor came right behind her, and then Coach Carl closed the show. Got to be there, you guys.
So we had a good time. So with that being said, that's our show. Bishop, parting words. But did you give your parting words?
No, my parting words is, hey, you guys, we have an opportunity to change the world one person at a time. Let you be the actual change that somebody needs. We all got things that we're dealing with behind the deal, but no matter what, you have what somebody else is needing. And you go through something not for yourself, but for everybody to have a blueprint on how to deal with said thing. Share your testimony so that someone else can be set free. And with that, hey, nothing but love. Bishop, always love you. I love Gumbo, so I don't take none of this personally. And I thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. This is adult conversation. And yes, we are A-types, and we say it with our chest, but we love just that hard as well. One love.
Exactly. And I'm just going to say, I'm glad that we had this conversation, and we're going to have more of them. But I would just say this: keep your ears and your eyes open, keep your head on the swivel, because I think it's more to this than meets the eye. And like I said, I'm no conspiracy theorist, but Other
All
things
right,
can be.
Optimus Prime.
I hope and pray that that's all it is to it, but you never can tell. But this will change the way of how the game is approached. All right, Moon Rocker, man. You know what? I'm finna give Moon Rocker this right here. I'm finna give Moon Rocker right there. I'm gonna give him this right here. Here we go. I'm gonna give him this. Moon, let me see. Hold up for a minute. Moon Rocker, since you made it to the show, I'm going to have to give you this one. Like,
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
what's up? What's up, Moon Rocker? What's up, player? Good to see you. Roll Tide, man. We've been on here for 2 hours. We've been doing the doggone thing. We were talking about this foolishness with Brendan Sorsby, and we're just hoping and praying that nothing like that comes for Alabama. Because I'm finna tell you, if it was Alabama, man, every continent would know Alabama had a gambling problem. Anyway, but we're good to see everybody. Thank you for your engagement. And listen, like I said, the long run Discord, come on over there and meet us and everything. Or beat us there. I guarantee you, Bishop will be. Listen, I'm not there all the time, but Bishop is there the majority of the time. Him and others are there, and they be having some fire conversation. I came in on one today, Bishop, and we were just talking, and I said what I had to say. But the rest of the crew, the Gumbo Chefs, was putting it down. They were putting it down. So come on in, have a chat. Ain't no telling what might be on the agenda. But
Yeah.
thank you for coming. Listen, don't forget to stay focused, drive, and go forward in the name of the Lord. Remember, you can do all things through Christ that gives you strength. I promise you can. But you have to trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not into your own understanding. And in all your ways, acknowledge him. He'll direct your path. When he directs your path, there you'll understand your plan and you'll understand your purpose. And I promise you, you will like what he's showing you. But all you got to do is trust him. And just remember, this kitchen is big enough for everybody to cook in and for everybody to get some gumbo and a little jambalaya and some pork chops and some oxtails and a little rice on the side. And don't forget the sweet potato pie. Anyway, and don't forget the sweet potato pie. But anyway, this kitchen is big enough for everybody to cook in and for everybody to get something to eat. So with that being said, hey, Piano Man don't know everything. I just know what I'm talking about. So it's okay to be a fan. Just continue to be realistic. So with that being said, on behalf of Bishop, Twister, Governor, Coach Carl, KT, Lady Latoya, Jonathan, the Gumbo Chefs, we thank you for coming. But we hate to tell you, but the kitchen is closed. The Gumbo Chefs have left. They may be in the Discord. I'm not sure. But if they are, hey, I'll go join them if I were you and go see what they got to say. And with that being said, the kitchen is closed. The Gumbo Chefs have left the building. And Piano Man is out. And on behalf of Stephen Hicks and all of the voices of No Mercy and the No Mercy crew, along with the other crews of the long run, with the exception of the Alabama Crimson Tide, we wish you nothing but the absolute worst. And ain't nothing you can do about it. Hey, y'all, I'll see you in the morning. I think B Sharp is on. Let's go see. Hey, thank y'all for coming. Roll Tide. Y'all have a good night. And I'll see you, the Lord willing. I'll see you in the morning. Hey, and get some more folks to subscribe to us. Let's come on. Let's eat some more gumbo. I'll see you in the morning. Roll Tide.